Hello, welcome back. Electric recording company. Yeah, no, hot topic, always has been in a way, and I totally get it. But due to recent events, in a way, for me, oh, Freddy, wait, don't take. Due to the recent events, for me, there are two companies nowadays, for now. Let's see how that goes on, that has a little halo around them. And this is Analog Production, and this is Electric Recording Company. Because when it comes to the all analog process of their productions, I think we are on the safe side here. They are each on their own way so transparent with it and so upfront with it. They for example, when the ERC Electronic Recording Company announces a title, you always see a photo of the tape they use. Of course, then there is also discussions about the tape and stuff like that, but they are quite transparent, and I think due to their mastering system, which they built up or rebuilt, this Lyric system for decades, they won't taint that with something digital in the chain. I think that's very safe to say. Yeah, today we talk about the stereo release of Chet Baker's Chet. I can compare it to, a second, the Craft 2021 release, and I can but we can talk also about the Mono release that the Electric Recording Company did a couple of months ago. We also go into it. But before we get to do that, let's just briefly talk about the edition, a problem that has occurred with the jacket, and the way you get your ERC. They ship their releases in always the same. You get such a package and a lot of cartonnage inside it. I hope, yeah. And in the middle of it, there is your record. Your record comes wrapped in these paper. You get it with an outer sleeve, which is sealed. Although I have to say, I don't keep those because I don't trust them with the PVC. Maybe I change those for my outer sleeves. Then, of course, you get your certificate. Come on, it's too hot for my camera today. It says title Chet, artist Chet Baker, editions 300, and this is where the problem starts. A lot of people complain, and I get it, that they're only doing 300 copies for an extremely high price. Mastering engineer CJ Potter and GD Davey, year 2022, catalog number ERC 064S for stereo. My edition number is 59. Then, of course, you get your OBI. This is also always with every ERC release. Oh, I think I put it. No, you can. And the OBI says Chet Baker Chet. We have Chet Baker on trumpet, Herbie Mann on flute, Pepper Adams on baritone sax, Bill Evans on the piano, Kenny Burrell on the guitar, Paul Chambers on bass, Connie Kay on drums, and Philly Joe Jones on drums, which makes it, I think, at this time, 1959, that also was the rhythm section of Miles Davis. Officially sanctioned, Concord Music Group incorporated all valved heritage pressing cut directly from the original analog master tapes. No equalization, compression or any other processing undertaking during the cutting process. Important. Cut in stereo using 1950s Lyrac TR-18 tape console, Audiophile, GOS valve amplifiers, Lyre SV8 cutting lathe and Audiophile cutter head DSS 731. Handcrafted sleeve, artwork faithfully recreated using a vintage letterpress procedure. Released in strictly limited, individually numbered edition of 300. And now let's go briefly into the handmade jacket. Because always an extreme beautiful piece of art. When you touch it, it has something. This letterpressed procedure, all has done by hand. And yeah, and this time they missed on the very first editions a few letters. So if you have on my copy, I haven't found missing letters so far. If you have one of those very early copies, contact them. They will send you a new jacket with all the letters included. And of course, 300 copies, so high priced, $400, and you don't get all the letters. Yeah, nasty. Of course, but they give you a new one. They are very transparent with it. It happened. Now you get a new just contact them if you are missing some letters and you get a new jacket. Okay. Now let's get into the comparison between the three editions I have here. The Craft Record 2021 release is mastered by Kevin Gray. Here I show you the hype sticker. And the hype sticker says Chet Baker's classic album 1959 Riverside album cut from original analog masters by Kevin Gray at Coherence Audio, 180 gram vinyl pressed at RTI. Perfect. Really, really great. Let's have a closer look to the vinyl before I almost forgot, because I really wanted to show you something. And what I want to show you is the deep groove the ERC does. You know, this is in around the label. You can see that groove. It has nothing to do or doesn't help the sound or something like that. It's simply cosmetic. But I totally like that, because this is really, really hard to do. The Craft edition doesn't have that. And there's another question. Maybe some of you can answer that. We have this black label here. And I looked up an original. Didn't found a good copy, so I skipped it. But they all have blue labels on the first edition. The first reissue, 1961, I think, has the black label. Is that right? Or maybe you can shed some light to this matter. Yeah, but no. Okay, let's start with the stereo version, because those you can compare. Yeah, the let's call it the Kevin Gray, the Craft release. Very, very good sounding album. Quite dynamic. Good sound stage. Very clear. And this is incredible, impressive on both releases in a way. We are talking 1959. Very, very early stereo. They even explained it here on the back side of the jacket. I love the Phantom speaker. I really need this Phantom speaker. Just kidding. But of course, if something is so new, you need some kind of visualization, I guess. But yeah, very, very early stereo. And we are talking real stereo. This phantom speaker is there. This is quite impressive. This is quite impressive. It's not this ping pong stereo only on the left speaker and on the right speaker. It's real stereo. Beautiful. Totally surprising on both releases. And yeah, the craft recording is quite a good sounding, very good sounding version. I put it on first, and then on the second run I've listened to the Electric Recording Company version, and then back and forth and back and switch for several parts. And I have to say that the Electric Recording Company stereo version kills it. It doesn't have the dynamic. The big pro on the craft is a little more dynamic, but in every other aspect, especially in the overall sound, the Electric Recording Company version is unbelievable beautiful. It has this analog magic, and careful. Yeah, I know. No. I'm not implying that there is something digital in the craft version. I'm not. I can't. I won't, and I don't say that. But the Electric Recording Company stereo chat is unbelievable good. Unbelievable good. What I only wish now is to have this analog production 45 RPM version. I don't have that. I hope I can get my fingers on it and compare it to this. But between those two, those 33 and a third versions, the ERC version is the clear winner. The clear winner in my opinion. It's only an opinion. Maybe if you hear it on your equipment, you say, how can you say that? That might be the case. Don't get me wrong. It's always just an opinion here, or what I have in my head and what I hear. But again, a killer release from the Electric Recording Company. And yeah, the explanation once more might be their star, and the star of the Electric Recording Company stays and will always be their mastering system. Brilliant. So happy to have this release. Yeah, I also would wish that they do more copies. Of course, I would love that if they do it so that more people can get their hands on these releases, because they are quite often outstanding. Okay, let's go briefly into the mono release from the Electric Recording Company. Here you have a silver blue label, again with a beautiful deep groove. And you know, usually, or not usually, but the last time, every time when I could compare a stereo against a mono release, best example, John Coltrane, My Favorite Things, I preferred the mono version. In this case, I totally prefer the stereo version, because it gives you so much more room, so much more transparency between the instruments. This is lovely, beautiful, what they have done with this stereo release. It's fantastic. And the mono release, due to the much smaller sound stage, it also has not this, what I do like so often when it comes to mono releases, this extreme punch direct into the face. So in this case, my first choice would be the stereo release, the stereo version. No doubt about that. Yeah, that's it with the newest edition from the Electric Recording Company. See you on the next one. Bye.